There we
Uh,
go.
uh, there we go. There we go.
We
We
are
are now
recording.
recording. Yeah,
We are recording. So I had this, it's funny, like sometimes you can have these realizations and you kind of like, but I knew this already, but for some reason it just lands like on a deeper level. So the
yeah,
realization I had this week is when we are talking about different stages of like consciousness. We have
right.
topics that we talk about in Raw Radical Real. We talk about the victim consciousness, the creator consciousness, the channel consciousness,
Mm,
and we position it as such that we say, like, from a position of victim consciousness towards creator consciousness, the key word is responsibility. We also say in
like
the
like
training,
the gateway. Yeah.
yes, the gateway, that's the correct word. And we also say in our Raw Radical Real, we talk about trainings like, for example, the Conscious Living One, which we did in the past. That kind of trainings, transformational trainings, are that gateway because you
Yes.
learn certain tools like responsibility, integrity, being a word, all of that, in
Yeah.
order to land in that creative consciousness, but also to practice being in that creative consciousness.
Yeah.
And then what we also say is that the Raw Radical Real retreat is then the next step towards channel consciousness. Now, what I did realize on a, I don't know, a more profound level this week was like when you're like moving from, well, actually, the movement from victim consciousness to creative consciousness, it's everything which is still in the domain of doing this and that for the reason to develop yourself, for the reason to become more conscious, for the reason to be more spiritual.
Mm,
It's all still in that realm. And I realized this because I was observing a couple of people on social media, like wearing a certain, I don't know what you call it, like kaftan or something like a robe, which was
mm,
supporting them in, I don't know, sound work or breath work or whatever they were doing.
sure.
And like all these extras to support them. And what I realized, like as long as you're still in that realm where you are supporting yourself with all these extras, you are still not in the next realm of surrender, let go, and real embodiment. So real embodiment only happens in that channel consciousness.
Mm. Yeah, I'm sitting with that. I'm personalizing it just
Yeah, and I'm
before we
gonna add
started. Yeah.
something more. Like I also
Yeah.
realized, like it's the same thing. Yeah, that was also one of my realizations. I was doing a coaching session with a client, and I said to this client, like, for the next 30 days, I do need you to put in because she was struggling with integrity. And I said, I do need for you to make a commitment every morning to just get up, have your intention clear, get your commitments ready, all of that for 30 days. And then I told her something like, you know what, I've been doing that regularly. And then I just realized, like, I haven't been doing it for a long time anymore because it's so clear in my system.
Mm,
As I wake up, I don't need to speak those words anymore. It's already in my system. The clarity is there by itself. And that's what I
sure.
mean with the next level. That's the embodiment of it. So you
Mm,
do need to practice yourself. That's what I think, at least, for a long time, like really mastering those tools.
yeah.
And then it goes by itself. And only then you're in the next phase of letting go, surrendering, trusting, allowing, all of that. but not before you have mastered all the other things. Because if you go
Yeah.
there before you have mastered all the other things, you're in a spiritual bypass.
Yeah. Although I'm looking at the word mastered, and there's nothing wrong with the word, but I'm just looking at the deeper meaning.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not
like
saying
another
guru,
word could
huh?
be another word could be integrated, for
Yeah,
example.
yeah, that's better because I don't mean with
Yeah.
master, I never mean guru and I
Yeah.
never mean it's complete. I
I
never
know
mean it's a
that's
done journey. I know it's a sensitive
I
word
know.
to me.
And it might just trigger someone, so that's why I like yeah.
That was
It,
clear.
yeah, integrated. It's about yeah, once you've
Embodied.
integrated it, and it doesn't mean that you're perfect with it either, by the
No,
way. This is
no,
where well, I'm maybe that's because I use myself as a feedback mechanism. How do I do this? And I see how it's you can evolve and you can be in channel, but you can also very easily slip back to victim. It's not like you
exactly.
arrive, right? You don't
Exactly.
arrive there. You've got to keep working and you will move. You will move. And then there are those beautiful moments, like you're saying, where you are now embodying certain parts. So I think there are aspects of like some of the other tools, like I do still like story versus isness as a tool,
Yeah,
just because I notice when I'm too much in story, how that story is a context for victim.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that story seems to build things that take me away from responsibility and ownership and
Exactly.
accountability, more into stories and justifications and rationale and reasons and excuses
Excuses.
and the
Yeah.
victim. Yeah, all
Yeah.
of that. And so I see that in me because
Yeah,
it's
but that's
there's
the
that.
thing. Like the
Yeah,
state, it's called states of consciousness. It's
yeah,
so
yeah,
we're moving in between them. And
yeah,
what we can just like the journey would be, if you
yeah,
choose for it, obviously,
yeah,
journey
yeah,
would be to just like become more and more conscious about like what state am I in now and
yeah,
what is fueling a certain state and how can I move back from one state to another. So you start noticing faster, like,
yeah,
oh, I'm being like in a victim state right now, victim consciousness. Okay,
yeah,
so what needs to happen? Who do I need to be to just to shift
yeah,
back to the
yeah,
next state?
yeah, yeah. And it's really useful for people to already start, and we'll support them obviously on in our process. We'll have a great way of supporting this deeper realization using real stuff. But um, what I'm seeing is when I am honoring myself, I I am honoring my own word and I'm living up to, then I create less space for the victim consciousness, the stories and the drama,
100%.
and I create more opportunities to step into that, um, channel consciousness
100%.
because then I'm aligning with the principles that are required for it,
A
right?
hundred percent. And
Yeah,
what is also well, that's the thing, obviously, like in the way towards the retreat, which is going to happen in May,
yeah,
we are doing still our own work as well, right?
have
So
to,
I am in it's very for myself in an interesting process where I have clarity, like I have clarity on how I wish to transform my professional life. And I'm also
nice,
seeing like very clearly a couple of old limiting beliefs popping up saying, that's not possible. Like how? And like every day I'm like just like shining a light on it and saying, no, 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 it is possible. It is possible. You just need to believe and stay in the action of it, like stay in the
yeah,
action of manifesting it
yes,
and act independent of limiting beliefs. So I'm literally doing this every day. Like my head goes like, yeah, wow, that's a bit over the top, or that's a bit, and I'm like, oh, where's that coming from?
yeah,
Interesting. Park.
yeah, yeah.
Park. And then do something that goes beyond that fear. So it's an ongoing journey, right?
It is an ongoing journey. Yeah. Like you're going through that. We were discussing it as well, that, the sort of adventure nature retreats that I'm going to be launching. But of
Mm-hmm.
course, like, will it work? And even, oh, you're too old now. That ship has sailed. You should have done it 20 years ago. Like all of that stuff, you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
just comes up.
And you know what
And
helps is just, that's what I think I told you before. It's like what helps is
yeah,
just like do a little bit of something every day.
yeah.
By the way, I just started playing the guitar since this month.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
I always wanted to play an instrument, and I've been postponing. I'm freaking 45, getting 40, like becoming 46 in December. Like nuts. If not now, then when? And I just like I took some private lessons. I borrowed a guitar from a friend, and like every day now, since the beginning
Yeah.
of this month, every day I take out 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and I'm just practicing the open, I don't know, open chords
Yeah. Yeah.
to, to get them in my head and to get them especially in my body. And
Maybe
what I
we'll record a song together soon. Huh? Like
give me some time.
play a song and I'll ruin it with some really bad vocals. But
So
I'll sing it. I'll sing.
I trust you. I trust you. But that's the thing. Like what
Yeah.
I noticed is actually it brings me joy.
Right.
It brings me peace and calm. I
Yeah.
love the fact that I'm learning something new because I can feel
Right.
how proud I am of myself when I notice that I remember a chord.
Yeah.
And what is actually something new which I discovered is when you play the guitar, you hold the guitar against your body, you can actually feel the
The
vibrance of the
vibrations.
in your
Mm.
whole body. And I never knew that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it. So what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say is like I'm 45, turning 36. It's not old, obviously, but on the other hand, I could have not started. And I just said to myself, just gonna do this and let's see. Let's see. I don't have a goal. I don't have to end somewhere with this. I just want to enjoy, learn something new, and have fun with it. And it's like I'm doing something for myself, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, and I know actually, like my head goes like, oh, and my tips of my fingers are painful, and I'm gonna get this. What's it called in English?
Chilblains.
Chilblains,
Chilblains.
and it's gonna be disgusting, and I don't know, all kinds of stories. And oh my God, you're gonna play open chords for the rest of your life instead of making a song. And I'm like, shut up. I'm making music. But that's the thing. Just like
It is.
shut up that critic because it's spoiling my fun.
Yeah. 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 And we're allowed to have fun and we're allowed to experience moments of joy and we're allowed to do stuff that brings it to us.
That,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's beautiful what you're saying now, like the
Yeah.
allowing, because still in that phase of going from creative consciousness to channel
Yeah.
consciousness, it's all about allowing. And it's all
Yeah.
about shining a bigger light on to what things are you still saying no to, in what
Sure.
domains are you still holding a container which is this big, whilst your
Yeah.
container could be that big or
Yeah.
that big.
Yeah.
I read one in a book once that said like to the amount, how did he say it? Something like to the extent that your container reaches, you can receive abundance. And that was like an eye opener to me because I've always been in like, yeah, sure, abundance, yeah, but like really receiving, like to, it's not abundance to the extent that you can receive. It's related to the extent of your container. And I was like, oh, but my container was like,
Expansion.
yes, was like this. And I'm like,
Yeah.
my container is freaking endlessly, like, bring it on, bring it on. And I'm still like practicing that every day now. Like just saying, oh,
Yeah.
thank you. And I've been receiving so many gifts, like
Yeah.
falling out of the sky stuff. And
Yeah.
it's just because
Well,
I'm like,
most people's core wounds, most people core wounds create a lot of judgment. Yeah, especially self-judgment, deservability. Like, who do you think you are? And it, and again, of course, the whole survival thing. Like, it's safer to be smaller. So we want to expand, we want to be this big. Yeah, it throws up a whole bunch of like uh, those narratives.
and
But you just
loyalty,
don't have to,
loyalty.
you don't have to pay attention to them so much. Just listen to them, let them be. They're not going to stop. They carry on, but you can carry on above them.
Exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah, hundreds.
So
And
that
it's
was my thing that I had in my head.
okay. Okay.
Do you
Thank you
have
for
any?
sharing. I think that's useful because it gives people a taste that we take them through that journey, yeah,
Exactly.
of the different levels of consciousness. And also, I, I think I just want to underline the point. It's not like you're done,
No,
and
you're
this
never
is
done.
in the whole spiritual world, it's like when achieving, even in the coaching, all these different, I remember once where I challenged that perspective about all these different categories, and it like really upset a whole bunch of coaches and really get where I was coming from. I was just like, sure, I honor the fact you've achieved that, well done, everything, but at the end of the day, it's not about that.
No,
It's about
exactly.
who you are, and
Exactly.
who you are as a continuum, and you are going to move down and up and down, but at least you have some language of distinctions and some abilities to see where am I? What's my
Exactly.
location? What's my location?
Exactly.
And then what's the tool to shift my location if I don't want to hang around here? Maybe I do want to hang around here in my misery and suffering for a bit. I really want to like just wallow in that for a bit, but I have the tools and I can move myself quite clearly, quite cleanly, and consistently because these tools work. We know because
You
we use
can
them, right?
literally
Should
insert
use them all, but yeah, yeah,
you could literally insert 5 bitching minutes. Like
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're like consciously I do that
I,
sometimes with the clients. So
I
yeah, like
might need, I
five
might
you
need
get you get
7 though.
five you get
Can we
7
just?
and you
I
just
want
bitch
7 just to
and
really do it.
yeah, and you complain and you're being the victim and then the
Yeah,
like time's up.
yeah.
So what are you gonna do now?
Like, stop it.
Stop it. Exactly. Exactly. But that's also
Yeah,
allowing, right? I think we
yeah.
even
Of
mentioned that
course.
in one of our previous sessions. Like
Yeah, yeah,
even allowing the victim there and allowing the bitch and the I don't know what, the manipulator, the dominator, the whatever, all kinds of things that you
yeah.
normally judge yourself for, and they
The
all get time.
irresponsible party goer. That was a part of me a bit. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't
yeah,
that
just
unconscious actually. It was very much to the foreground. No, I'm kidding.
no. He got better over the years, that guy. He did get
Yeah,
better over the years, for
yeah.
sure.
I
Learned
I
his
bet you can
lessons.
still party
Had a
very
good time,
hard.
though.
I bet you can still party very hard.
I absolutely can.
And I think it's a good
I'm
thing you're
not going to
coming in.
lie.
I think
I
it's a
can.
good thing you're coming in May and not in like July, August when it's
Oh,
Neverland.
Tomorrowland. Oh, Tomorrowland Part 2. Wow. Maybe I'll just stay
Yeah, until then,
from
take a
May
little.
until July. I'll just stay in Europe.
No, so I guess that's it for today. If you have anything else to
Yeah,
add.
no,
Yeah.
I think that's a cool. I like the fact that we unscripted, just see where it goes. But I think we've said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe for next
I'm
time,
gonna.
I might have something in my head already, like talking a little bit about the nervous system. But on the other hand, it might be something completely different by the time we
Well,
meet
well,
again.
let's see. Let's be
I
surprising.
don't know.
Okay,
I
I'm gonna
surrender
stop
to it.
now.
Yeah. Bye bye.
Bye.